Everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be the review of my Read It or Unhaul It reading challenge of 2023. And we're going to also announce what's going to be happening for 2024. So for anyone that missed it, earlier this year, I wrote down all 411 unread books on my shelf. And I put them in the jar. I mean, I didn't have this jar at first. I had to go and get a bigger jar. And I wrote them in there. Every month I would pick a book, 2, 3, 10, and those would be the books that I had to read or unhaul them. It was a mess of a challenge, not gonna lie, but it was fun. I did it mostly every month. Life happened a few times. I also did a couple bonus ones that kind of compensated, and it's been probably the hardest reading challenge I've ever done because I had to make decisions. I had to get rid of books. I hate getting rid of books I haven't at least tried to read. So it was good because we did clean up quite a few books on my shelf. Unfortunately, I don't feel like I got to that many books that I ended up really enjoying, but I guess we are getting better. I didn't count how many yet I have read or didn't read for the challenge, so we're gonna do that right now. My prediction is probably like 15, 20. Let's go with 20. I think that was kind of my expectation. No, I think I had a bigger expectation earlier this year. And then I'm also going to have to remove the books that I read just randomly throughout the year, so we are going to fill the tiny jar a lot more. So yes. Oh, and then I'm also going to have to add all the books that I bought this year and add them to the jar, so we can do that again next year. Let's get to work. Let's start with the ones that I did read or unhaul throughout the official challenge, so not during the bonus videos. I think they're all in here. Worst case, I'll just put on the screen the ones I'm missing, but there are a few. It just felt very empty, right? So let's count. 18? Is that it? Hopefully I forgot some, because sometimes I would forget to put the papers in here, and I have cats, so you know, life happens. But only 18? That doesn't sound that good. Yeah, you can see also color-wise, I think I read more fantasy or mystery thriller than the rest, which makes sense. I feel like I did end up getting rid of a bunch of mystery thrillers, which probably was a good thing. I feel like that these genres in general, I thought I would love them, and I feel like I keep hating them. But fantasy, I think I didn't have the worst year with fantasy, so yeah, not great. I thought I was going to go through a lot more. Unofficially, I do have 6 from my prequel video, the one I was getting rid of a bunch of YA sci-fi and fantasy that had been on my shelf for years, and then I also did 3 more in a challenge where I read the books that you had seen on my shelf and thought I was going to hate, which you were right. So technically there are 9 more that are going here, so I'm going to go through the big jar and I'm going to count and remove all the books that I have read from there. And hopefully, once again, I'm not missing out. I don't know why, like, I have this fear, like, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, but let's see. I have read like 100-something books this year. A few of them, like probably half are from the library. So let's see how many I have read from the jar. Okay, I went through so many and I haven't read any of them yet. It's not a good sign. I thought I would win through a good amount, but maybe not. Okay. Yeah. No. Okay, so I went through the whole jar, and I'm gonna say it's almost impossible that 1 or 2 did not sneak past me. I mean, 400 books. But I have 32 books, at least, that I have gotten rid of or attempted to read and got rid of or finished that were not during the challenge. Except for the prequel and the one that I read, the ones you told me I was going to hate. So yeah, 32 plus... how much was it? 18? So 40? Emily, you need to go back to school. 50? Yeah, actually that's pretty good. I don't know why it took me so long to actually, yeah, that's actually good. Okay, 50 books that I have read or gotten rid of in 2023 from my shelves. So it means that I've read like 50 that were from the library, which, yeah, that sounds about right. So not bad, not bad. Let me add the ones for the challenge in here so it looks better. So there you are. All the books that I have read or attempted to in 2023 from my shelf. A lot of the ones that were out of the challenge, a lot of them were green. You probably saw that's fantasy, and a lot of them were blue, which is sci-fi. But you can still see that it's a mix. Like, I did read from every genre, every color, so I'm actually happy. That's pretty good. If I counted right, that means 50 feels a bit too exact. Like, there has to be 1 or 2 missing, but that would leave me with 361 in the big jar. I feel like it looks worse now because the papers are a lot looser. So now I have to write all the ones that I bought in 2023 to add them. Plus I have to add, I think there are 2 in here that were part of a series that I would only pick 1 book from that series to add to the jar. So it should be 52 in here. I just never did it. Let me write those down. I will see you in like 3 million hours once I have done that. So let's see which color I'm adding the most. I think there's a lot of nonfiction. This took me so long. It's gotten so dark, to be fair. The sun goes down at like 4:30. So I think the genres that I'm adding the most for, I'll put them on the screen because I can't count right now. Nonfiction, a lot. The pink because it's everything else. So like romance, historical fiction, literary fiction. Sometimes I wasn't 100% sure which genre the book was from, so there's that. Also, some of these could be put in different categories, like the XX. That's definitely fantasy, but to me I'm categorizing it as romance. That's why it's here. The least, it's definitely the classics, which no surprise. Fantasy, there's a good chunk. Mystery thriller, horror, there's a good chunk. There aren't that many sci-fi, but I think it's because a lot of the ones that I bought I ended up reading. So there's that. Okay, so I don't know if I'm really tired, which I am. But I got 110. That seems, again, very suspicious. How do I keep doing that? This is not normal. 2 of them were part of series that I needed to add the next book in here. So yeah, 108 that I bought this year that I did not read this year that we're adding, plus those 2. 110, and I removed 50 from the jar. So it means that it is so suspicious. So 360 plus 110, so 471. Starting 2024 with 50 books. 60 books. It is, okay, I'm tired. It is late. 60 books more than I did last year. Is it bad? I feel like it's kind of bad. But I had a great time overall. I feel like some genres end up being more intimidating. I feel like you can see it whenever I'm doing the vlogs. Classics, because they're classics. I'm reading classics every year, but still I don't want to do them during this challenge. And nonfiction can be quite intimidating, to be honest. So let me just push them all in bits, tiny bits, and put them in here, even though the other ones, now that I've counted them, are not like this anymore, but we're gonna give me another hour. And here we go. I feel like the jar definitely looks a lot more full and scary, which, yay! And this is the jar of the ones I did go through with or without a challenge this year. This looks so tiny. Ta-da! Yeah, okay. To be honest, I don't personally feel like the challenge went that well, but I know it is probably your favorite challenge I've ever done, and I understand it. I'm hoping that in 2024 I will get 2 more books that I will end up really enjoying. I don't think I gave 5 stars to any book. I'll put it on the screen. I feel like in my head I didn't really enjoy myself that much. I didn't discover like hidden gems that I had forgotten, but I am very happy that I got rid of quite a few books. I actually want to make it a point to do that more in 2024. I think I'm going to do more videos like the prequel I had done where I grabbed like 6 books that I had a good feeling they weren't going to stay on my shelf. Like again, YA fantasy and sci-fi that had been on my shelf for like 5+ years that I'm pretty much over YA at this point, so I want to clean that up. And in general, there's just a few books that I have a feeling I'm not going to enjoy. I really want to try in 2024 to do that a lot more because I don't like to get rid of books without trying them. And I usually do my big unhaul every year in June. So I have the first half of the year to try to prepare that as much as possible so I can just clean them up out of the library during the summer. So yeah, how do you feel? Do you think that challenge went well? Do you also feel like those numbers are very suspicious? Like 50 and like 110? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I must have missed some. How do you feel about this challenge? I know some of you mentioned that you are hoping to also do that with your own bookshelves. Highly recommend it. Again, especially if you struggle to get rid of books without giving them a shot. Being forced to like make a decision has been really beneficial for me. It's been really hard, and again, some months it's really difficult. So I think I might give myself the leeway of like, you know, this month I just really don't want to do it, so I might skip it. I've kind of accidentally done that with the vlogs just because life happened, but I've pretty much stuck to at least attempting it myself and just showing you what I went through. But I want to try to maybe move things around and just do bonus videos to compensate whenever I am in the mood for it. So yeah, in 2024, I'm doing it again. We're starting with possibly, I'm going to recount, I don't believe it, 400 and, what was it? Oh my god, it was 411 minus 50, so 3, okay, so 471, right? This is what I get for filming videos at night. I've been trying to put all the videos up before the new year because I need to announce the challenge before we do it. So I'm tired, but 471. Can we get it under 400 once again? Even though I'll probably bring it back up with the book hauls. I have a feeling I'm not going to buy as many books next year. I don't know why. I'm just not really in the mood. It's probably going to come back during the spring. During the winter, it's depressing. I don't want to go outside even for books. Thumbs up, subscribe if you don't want to miss out any of the videos on that challenge. I'll put the playlist in the description box if you want to watch me suffer through it. And let me know if you're gonna try and do it in 2024. Cross your fingers, all of them, that it's gonna go well and we can do that again. I'll put more videos on the screen that I recommend you check out, and I will see you then. Bye.